What's up, guys? It's Hershey Coasters, and today I'm bringing you the next coaster for Dollywood. It's by me, obviously. By the way, these are just predictions, so yeah, but I'm bored, so yeah. Before I continue, here are my current next coaster videos. This is my sixth one. For Six Flags, I've done Fiesta Texas, Magic Mountain, Great Adventure. For Cedar Fair, I've done Cedar Point and Kings Island, and for Hershey, I've obviously done Dollywood, which I'm doing now. So those are the ones I've done. So if afterwards you want to look at one of them. So here are some of the park stats. It opened in 1961. It's been owned by Hershey Family Entertainment. It currently has 9 roller coasters. It covers 150 acres of land. It's located in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. I don't know. It's probably like 2 hours away from like Knoxville, I think. Yeah. So here are the last 5 coasters. In 2019, they got Dragonflyer, the Vekoma coaster, family suspend coaster. In 2017, they got Wild Punk Chaser, kiddie coaster. 2016, they got Lightning Rod. Everyone loves it. 2014, they got Fire Chaser Express, a Gerstlauer launch coaster. And then 2012, they got Wild Eagle, the B&M invert. So the park's current coasters, they have the Wing Coaster, a Gerstlauer family coaster, which is the launch coaster, the Vekoma family suspended coaster, the Gerstlauer Eurofighter, a GCI wooden coaster, an RMC wooden coaster, that's a launch, an Aero Custom Looper, an indoor coaster, and a kiddie coaster. So, they got a pretty decent collection, not bad. Wild Eagle and Lightning Rod, pretty great rides, and then Tennessee Tornado, as well as Mystery Mine, and Thunderhead are pretty good supporting coasters, I'd say. So I think Dollywood's next coaster will be, I'm saying a 20% chance of being an invert. Before you leave the video, remember, this is a low percentage, so yeah. Some of the pros, the last 2 coasters were family coasters. They got the kiddie coaster and the Dragon Flyer, which, yeah. They make great terrain coasters. Kind of think about the one at Elton Towers, how that's like under the tree line. That does it pretty well. And also, there isn't one really nearby. There's the one at, there's like, the one at Six Flags Over Georgia. There is one, as well as one at Carowinds, but one of them's a clone, the one at Over Georgia. And the one at Carowinds, it's not bad, but it's not like the most, most remarkable ride at the park. So I think if Dollywood did a custom layout, especially since, the newer ones are pretty good, like Banshee. So, yeah. Some of the cons, B&M doesn't really make these too often anymore. They did Banshee in 2014. I think they're making one that will be complete by next year. But other than that, they haven't really made too many lately. Hershey doesn't really work with B&M. Hershey's kind of interesting. They'll work with a manufacturer and then maybe work with them 10 years later. It's kind of weird. And also the maintenance / ride dispatches, these are harder to maintain, because of the, they're inverted and they're kind of big rides. And, the ride dispatches, even on the Batman ride clones, they aren't the fastest. So, it really depends on the park, but still. Now, I'm saying a 35% chance of being a hypercoaster. Some of the pros, they're good coasters for everyone. Generally speaking, people because people like the tall coasters, but, also they aren't, loop-dees, there aren't loops, and the airtime is, it's good, it's great, but, it's not, making everyone want to, not ride it because they're too scared. They're very smooth, especially some of the newer ones, they're, Mako, and, people like it. And then finally, they have great capacity. You could have 3 trains running on it with, 4x8, 32. So that's pretty good. Some of the cons, Over Georgia and Carowinds do have similar rides. And I said that about the B&M inverts, but the B&M inverts, that's one thing. But, these, B&M hypercoasters, Over Georgia's one, Goliath, is remarkable. And, even the one at Carowinds, I know it's not a B&M Hyper, it's a B&M Giga Fury, but, oh, wait, no, they do have a B&M Hyper. Oh, my gosh, they do, right? Yeah, they do. So, that just occurred to me. So they've got a B&M Hyper and a B&M Giga, so, I feel like there is some competition in that. And the terrain may make it, be just okay, because you aren't, with the exception of, Yeah, like they probably build the lift hill and stuff like on the mountain. So like, yeah, it's kind of that like on hills. It's just that kind of deal. Like it wouldn't be as intimidating. Like, yeah, because it's kind of like it's on the hill, so you're kind of close to the ground. And finally, my 45% chance is going to the it's going to the Mac launch spinning coaster. Some of the pros. I know that's not a launch coaster, but I can find really any great ones for a time traveler. So, some of the pros. Time traveler at Silver Dollar City was really successful. People seem to love it. People won't get dizzy on it as much. The Mac spin coasters, a bunch of the recent ones, they aren't really like crazy spinning. They're more of like a rotation. And also, there isn't really a ride like on the East Coast. In Cobra's Curse, it's not like launched or anything. And like that's a family coaster, so yeah. Some of the cons, they're lower capacity. I mean, they're the lowest capacity, but because they get those trains pretty quick, but still. Also, the park already received 2 launch coasters within the past decade. I mean, if this one was a launch, like, which it probably would be, like, free launch coasters within, like, 10 years, I don't know. That's not great. And also, they can have maintenance issues frequently, like with the spinning factor. Maybe they aren't spinning, or the launches can break, or whatever. Stuff like that. So, what year will this happen? I think this will happen in 22, based on the park's recent activity. They did Lightning Rod in 2016, and then they got a coaster the next year, and then they got a coaster 2 years later. And I know those were smaller editions, but even before that, they got the launch coaster 2014, and then like 2 years. So 2 to 3 years. I think the pandemic, maybe it would have been next year, but because of pandemic, 2022. So thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment down below, what you want, or just all that stuff. Basically, my next 2 videos are going to be Carowinds. The next coaster for Carowinds, as well as Hershey Park, so stay tuned for those. And after that, I'm probably just gonna do some of the bigger Six Flags and Cedar Fair parks. I'm gonna basically do the like major chain parks after I do the smaller parks like Busch Gardens, SeaWorld, and yeah, I'm gonna do those like after because I might not do Disney though because they don't really focus on roller coasters. But yeah, so thanks for watching, like, subscribe, and I will see you later. Goodbye.